Good morning, welcome to G More Life. And yet again, we're going to be working on my Bush Hog 286. It's a 6-foot Bush Hog, and I'm going to replace the lining rings for the slipper clutch again. It's these little items right here. Part number 76083. There's 2 of them. And I've already taken off the PTO shaft from the tractor. I have the Bush Hog up on a jack stand just for safety. Probably won't be crawling underneath it. I've already removed the protective cover off of the slipper clutch, and let's get at it and see if we can change these out in a reasonable amount of time. All right, first thing we're going to do is there's a nut and a washer and a pin that goes through holding the yoke onto the shaft right here. This is a 3/4. That may vary. My last one was 18 millimeter, but this one's a 3/4, and we're just going to take and zip that off there right quick. All right, drop it right there. And may or may not come off there. I have a brass punch around here somewhere right quick. We will knock it right out of there. There we go. Pins out. We want to zoom out. We're going to go and slide this off of here. And that's off of there. We'll get out here and work on the edge of the Bush Hog deck. All right. What we got to do next is we have 8 bolts with 8 nuts and these springs. We're going to remove those and we'll separate this so we can get to our lining disc. See, they're all nice and loose right now because it's already disintegrated the disc. So just for speeding things up, we're going to use an impact. These are 11/16. Oh, may not be stout enough. Come on. Well, we will switch to an air impact. All right, my little DeWalt wasn't strong enough, but this will be. Let's zip these off of here right quick. All right, hopefully it's not too loud with the air compressor running. All right, let's slip these off. And what we got to do next, we're going to separate this item off of here. And as you can see, parts of that old lining just falling out. More parts of one of the linings. Okay. lining goes between here and this part for one, and then another lining goes in between here. So we'll just go on and grab our first lining, put it on. The slides in from here into this other little ring right here, just like so. We'll get it in place. Then we'll stick another lining on right here. And we'll slip our retaining ring on the outside here. Got all the 8 holes for the bolts to line up. All right, let me bring it in here for a little bit of close up. All right, I'll separate this a little bit. All right, as you can see, retaining bracket, that's like a pressure plate. The lining right here, the other disc, lining, and the back plate here. All lined up, sandwiched in. Next, we'll put our springs on and get them all the same tension before we start. All right, sticking springs on. Grab nuts here. All right, spring and a nut all the way around. All right, I got all the nuts on, all the springs on. And what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take them all down to the same length, same pressure all the way around, probably where I can just barely turn the springs before I start making my final adjustments. Well, when I say final adjustments, I'll make an adjustment and then I'll go out and run it, see how it cuts. Then to make sure it doesn't slip during normal operation, but you yet want to make sure it slips when it does hit something, so it won't damage the system. And that's all of a judgment call on that part. But what we're going to do, we're going to go around, we're going to tighten all these down where they're about the same tension all the way around. And then for each adjustment, you want to go 1/3 turn all the way around all these nuts, which is 2 flats of the nut head. And that's how you make adjustment each time. But I know the last time I did this, starting out, it took me about 12 to 14 flats to get it adjusted where it was slipping about right. So we're going to start getting these down. I think I'll try my DeWalt again. And then also, you can also look at to make sure they're about the same, you can also look at how much of the head of the bolt is protruding from the nut. And that's why I start over one of these, because I obviously went too far. So and that's probably what I'll do. I'll just go and do them about the same distance around. And what you also, according to the book, you could probably take some calipers and measure how much spring compression you have, make sure they're all equal all the way around by measuring the length of the spring. All right, I'm going to check. All right, they all feel about the same. I was going to install this back on there, and we're going to run it up and go test it out. Let's go and stick this thing back on. All right. I'm probably going the wrong way. By the way, for your pin, it only goes one way. And I'll bring up a point on this pin. All right, bring up a point about this pin before I go and stick it in there. It looks all worn and worn out, but this is a brand new pin. That's what they look like. This portion right here goes against the shaft, and it only goes in one way on the yoke. There's a bigger hole. The bigger hole goes in through that way, and it holds this head, and then the nut goes on the other side. All right, slipped right in there. Got a washer and a nut. Three quarters. Hello, Bee. Bumblebee was checking stuff out. All right. That's on there. I'll go and hook it back up to the PTO. All right, you can hear the tractor's running. I'm gonna get up there and fire up the PTO, get it spinning, and we're gonna shut the PTO down and we'll see how much it continues spinning. We'll be looking like right in that area, right in there, to see if it's slipping. Or also we can look underneath or through the hole and see if the blades are still turning. So let's get up here, fire up the PTO. All right, turn the PTO on. Got some PTO going to it. Let's go on and crank up some RPMs. And let's go to 540. Hop off and go look at it. And as you can see, it's still spinning as I got off. That's just a slipper clutch. All right, we'll go shut down the tractor and make an adjustment. Tractor's off. And let's make an adjustment. All right, like I was saying earlier, the adjustment says a third of a turn at a time or 2 flats at a time, all the way around to make your adjustment. Now, the springs, since I have spun it, they're a lot looser than what they were earlier, so it kind of makes everything settle in. So they actually are pretty loose. So I'm going to go on, just from knowing from experience, that 2 flats is not going to do it for this adjustment. So I'm going to go on and do 6 flats. So I guess 1 complete turn, because it's a third of a turn each time. So we're going to do 1 complete turn all the way around. And then we'll go try on cutting some grass, because I already know from doing this before that that minimum amount of adjustment is just not going to do anything. So it'll save a little time. All right. Make sure I start on the same one here. My gear wrench is not gearing like it should. It's like locked up. That figures. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Let's adjust it all the way around. Let's go start it again. We'll just test it one more time. Well, it's running. Shut the PTO off. Oh. All right, my whole PTO is spinning, and I didn't see the slipper clutch spin. So that feels about normal. Let's go test this thing out in the field. Alrighty. I've started in a little section of the field here for testing the if I need to adjust the clutch anymore on that slipper on a Bush Hog. And I've already cut just a little ways. It started slipping, so we're going to go out and drive forward and see if it slips again. Put it forward. I'm going to run at 540 RPM. And it's cutting right now. Oh, nope, it stopped right there. See where it gapped? We're going to finish this turn. Nope, it's doing it again. All right. So I see I left the grass. Well, we'll get out and I'm gonna make. I guess I'll go and just do two flats at a time, like recommendation is, and see what we got. I'll go and shut down. We're going to make some adjustments. I'm going to go and just do the two flats, 1/3 of a turn. I'm wearing gloves because this thing will heat up. Yeah, it is hot. It actually, you can actually smell it. It smells like, you know, hot brakes. I guess that's exactly what it is. So we're going to make those adjustments. Okay. Adjustments are made. We'll go and try it again. Probably gonna need a couple more times. All right, back on the tractor. I'm going to start this thing back up. There's the PTO engaging. It's on the deck. I'm going to crank it up to 540. And if you're wondering why I'm saying 540, it's max RPM on this is 540 RPMs for that Bush Hog. And there's 540. Put it in gear. See what we got. And I'm close to the fence. I got to kind of watch what I'm doing here. Well, it's cutting right now. Oh, I was looking off and it stopped cutting again. So I'll make another adjustment. I'm going to shut her down. Alrighty, I just got back on the tractor from making the adjustments. I made 2 more flats. That's a total of 10 flats since I started adjusting. 6 originally, 2 a while ago, 2 more now, so 6, 8, 10. That's 10 flats total. And let's try this again. Engaged, it's turning, cranking her up. Alright, I was trying to keep from running over something here when I stopped. I think I'm good. Alright, she's cutting. And it might be because I'm going just a little slower. It might be doing good. Let's try to go second gear. Alright, she's good for right now. Let's see, I'll go a little bit further, see if it stops again. Alrighty, it looks like it's working like it should. No unusual vibrations. It hasn't stopped again. It's cutting good. So I guess those 10 flats of adjustments is all it needs. It may need something a little bit later or after it breaks in a little bit more. But that's pretty much how you do that. So if you like this video, like and subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, put them down below. Even if you have any negative comments, please put them down there. I learn from them, and it also helps the algorithm. So as always, thank you for watching.